Thank you. Please remain seated. Do not rush the stage. Thank you. Wow, this is awesome. Who canceled? Thank you so much for having me. It's a good-looking crowd. I'll tell you what, right now, Cracker Barrel's wondering where all the regulars are, right? Hey, look, I gave up a colonoscopy to be here, all right? So this is a big deal for me, too, so thank you for coming. Good-looking folks in Illinois, I'll tell you that much. I love you. Which begs the question, what state are you from? I'm only serious. I was going to work out this morning, but I woke up with the sweat, so I figured I already had it in there. So almost didn't make it here tonight. I hate flying in airplanes. I had to fly to meet my bus, and I hate flying them daggum airplanes, and the daggum airport wouldn't let me bring my emotional support stripper with me on the airplane. I ain't kidding. When that plane gets going like that, if I can't motorboat a pair of titties, I'm in trouble, all right? It was so windy where I live one time, I lost my hat, 2 cigars, and my neighbor's house. Lost his house because one of my cigars blowed in his trailer and burned his house down. All right, so let's keep that to ourselves. It got out of control, too. It burnt down Cheryl's she shed. All right? That's right. Now you know the whole story right there. You know the whole story. My wife's from Wisconsin. You think you guys get cold? Go to Wisconsin. Holy smokes. We was up there Thanksgiving. You know how cold it was up there? That sucked. It was so cold in Wisconsin, the ice cream machine at McDonald's was working. Now, I like hot weather. I like when it's hot and humid. I love that. I lived in Florida for a long time. I love hot and humid. It was so hot down there one time, I seen a squirrel putting talcum powder on his nuts. But they try to scare everybody now with the heat, don't they? Try to scare you, make it hotter than it is. When I was growing up, 99 degrees, 99 degrees. Now it's 99 degrees out, but the feels like temperature's 103. The feels like, who come up with that? A fisherman? The feels like temperature? Stupid. You know what? My wiener's 3 inches, but it feels like 9. Well, my wife sent me up to the grocery store all by myself the other day to get some feminine products. You know, celery, carrots, lettuce. I had to buy some chewing tobacco so I didn't look like a pajama boy sissy in there. Anybody chew tobacco? That guy, ma'am, you? All right, perfect, that's good. I like chewing tobacco, but I only do it because it keeps me from eating sugar and eating bad food late at night. So you can see that's working out real good for me right now. Now I'm fat and I got bad teeth. What the hell? I hate that grocery store self-checkout. What in the world? All the enjoyment of working at the store without the satisfaction of getting a paycheck. That's always nice. You like self-checkout? I hate it. Every time I go in there, I get stuck behind some idiot trying to find a barcode on a cucumber in there. You ever done this? You ever buy a Kit Kat bar? You got like 12 items, you got a Kit Kat bar, and then they look at you and go, you gonna take that or you want that in a bag? That's when you know you're a fat ass right there, all right? I know. They pissed me off last week. They done that with potato salad I had in there. I know, and they put a napkin and a fork on the daggum thing for me. Excuse me. Have you ever seen somebody at the grocery store? You ever seen a fella in there staring at a head of cabbage? I was up there one time. I seen a dude all by himself staring at a head of cabbage. I got a theory about that. That guy's wife sent him up there to get a head of lettuce. All cabbage ought to come with a label on it that says, this is not what your wife wants you to buy. 3 days before Thanksgiving, my wife sends me up to the grocery store to get some yams. 45 daggum minutes, I'm looking for yams. I can't find a daggum yam. I come home, I said, they ain't got no yams up there. He goes, you mean to tell me 3 days before Thanksgiving they don't got no sweet potatoes at the grocery store? I'll be right back. Christmas is my favorite time of year. It goes too quick. But you know what? Our house, we celebrate Christmas every day, and I'll tell you why. 2 reasons. Number one, we love the Lord Jesus. He was born on Christmas Day. That's why we celebrate. And number 2, my sister looks like Burl Ives. I don't eat good at Christmas, I'll tell you that much. I got a Fitbit on Christmas Eve. I put it on, it dialed 911. You know what killed me at Christmas last year, food-wise? The Kentucky Fried Chicken 12-day advent calendar. Holy smokes, them 5 golden wings had me turtle doving all the way to the bathroom, I guarantee you. I ain't kidding. I could have dropped my pants and dropped a partridge out of a pear tree right there, I guarantee you. Every time I start getting a little too fat at Christmas, so my kids will buy me a Christmas gift to hint around that I'm too fat. You know what they got me last year? A Petri dish with flesh-eating bacteria. I mean, I love shopping at Walmart, but dadgum, that's like a meth maker's paradise in there, ain't it? Walmart's the only store in the world you can go and see somebody buying 16 boxes of cough syrup and some garden hose. Nobody thinks that's weird. You ever shop at Walmart after midnight? Holy smokes. Oh, they ought to charge a cover charge in there after midnight. Dadgum, it's like a casting call for Ripley's Believe It or Not in that place. If you've never been to the circus, go to Walmart after midnight. You're bound to see a couple of bearded women, a toothless wonder, and the fattest man in the world on a scooter up there. They got good deals after midnight, though. Last time I was up there after midnight, 75% off self-esteem. That's right. I walked in there like this. I walked out like this. I was like, this is good. That's right. You can get everything at Walmart except good customer service. Holy smokes. Here's my impression of the hiring practices at Walmart. Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever cared about anything in your entire life? Whew. No? All right, you start Tuesday, all right? We'll put you in the DVD department. My wife wanted to go to Walmart. She's trying to find the cheapest mop she could get for something she's doing. So we go to Walmart, get a mop, $4.95. Go up there to pay for the mop, and the lady goes, you want to buy the protection on this? You know what? I think we're going to risk it this time, all right? Got a 95% chance we're going to throw that away when we're done with it anyway. So. At our super Walmart, you can get your hair cut. They got everything. My buddy got his hair cut at Walmart. $20 for a haircut. Actually, $5 for a haircut. $15 for the hat you got to wear next 3 weeks. All right. Got a doctor's office up at the Walmart. Holy smokes. People going in there. I was there the day they gave a guy 3 months to live in there. And he ended up getting hired as a door greeter once he walked out that door in there. I had to go get a flu shot one time. I didn't want to go to the doctor, and my wife goes, well, shoot, run up to Walmart. They're giving flu shots. Are you kidding me? I ain't getting a flu shot at Walmart. Dadgum, normally I got to get vaccinated before I go in there. Get a flu shot at Walmart. The flu's the last thing I'm worried about at Walmart, all right? Dadgum, they probably got Ebola behind a box in there somewhere I didn't know about. I was up there one time, there's a dude out front in a hazmat suit. I'm like, is it safe to go in there? He goes, yeah, why? I go, you're in a hazmat suit. He goes, I know, I work here. I'm collecting the carts. So every time I go up my local Walmart, I'm friends with a lot of folks up there, but every time I go up there, I see Doug. I always wave to Doug. I walk in, what's up, Doug? Doug kind of, every time, hey, Doug. Let me ask you something. Have you ever called somebody the wrong name for about 5 years? They don't even acknowledge you're calling them the wrong name. Just make you look like a douchebag for 5 years. Well, I finally got to talking to Doug 3 days ago. Her name's Denise. So my buddy rented out. He wanted to save money on his wedding. He rented out a Walmart, got married at a Walmart. It was unbelievable. Got married in the jewelry department, and we had the reception in the deli over there, and we all got our pictures took in the photo booth, and then we left. They had the honeymoon in the men's room. It was unbelievable in there. It was a wedding made in China. Hey, this is crazy. True story. Check this out. My mother-in-law last month won $400 in a hot dog eating contest. It's unbelievable. $400. 40 hot dogs in 10 minutes she ate. I couldn't believe it. My mother-in-law, not talking for 10 minutes. I know. Oh, she talked. I know. She can talk. She's the only woman at the beach getting melanoma on her tongue. All right, I guarantee. I'm not a big gambler. My grandma, holy mackerel. I'm not saying she's addicted to blackjack, but she's got a medical alert bracelet on that says, in case of emergency, split the kings. My wife likes to go with me when I go to Las Vegas because she likes to go see the Chippendales. Yeah. You know why she likes going to the Chippendales? She didn't marry very good. She married a Chunkendale. She gives me money to put my clothes back on, what she does. I like going out there to Las Vegas. That's where you see all the 1970s, 80s classic rock bands singing out there. Now, I like them bands. Hey, only difference between seeing them bands now and 30 years ago, go backstage, smell like pot everywhere. Now it smells like pot and Bengay. You go back at them things. They all still got long hair, too. Ain't that some? Unfortunately, it's coming out their nose and ears on most of them fellas in there. Here's one thing you never want to hear a classic rock band say when you go to the concert. Here's one off our new album. Honey, let's go get a beer. Nobody wants to hear that bullshit. I went to see Molly Hatchet one time. That was awesome right there. I like old Molly Hatchet. You know what was cool about it? After the concert was over, true story, I got to go in the lobby and take a picture with all the cardboard cutouts of the original members. I like going to the buffets out there, the casino buffets. They delicious. You ever been to the all-you-can-eat pasta buffet at the casino? Holy smokes, that's the day I got red flagged by the plumbers union right there. I tell you what. Whew. I had to keep a hard hat by the toilet for 3 weeks after I went in there. You ever use all the paper and have to end up finishing it with the tube? Have you ever done that at all, anybody? I haven't done it. I'm asking if you've had to do that. I ain't done that. We got a winner right here. We got a winner. People got no manners at them daggum buffets. There was a guy actually sitting at the buffet. Pissed me off. I walk up there. You know you ain't supposed to stick your face right in the deck. Ooh, I felt bad. He was in a wheelchair. Oh, man. Believe me, I felt bad. Not as bad as I felt, though, when I pushed him out of the way. I'll tell you that much. Get out of the way, roller boy. I'm about to make some bad decisions right here. I love that Golden Corral. That's a good restaurant right there. Oh, that is good in there. They ought to have a scoring system at Golden Corral like they do in bowling, you know. You walk in there to eat, they put your name up on the TV screen and show everybody how much food you ate after 10 trips to the buffet. And you can pick teams and compete with other fat folks in there. And that'd be something. Hey, sweetheart, where's my stretch pants? It's league night at Golden Corral tonight. I seen a couple get engaged at the Golden Corral. Hey, fellas, here's a tip. If you're going to ask your girl to marry you at a Golden Corral, get down on 2 knees and do it so she can't kick you in the nuts. I was down in Branson. They got stuff down there, buffets, holy smokes. They got an international buffet in Branson. It is crazy. They got food all the way from Memphis. Got a double-decker buffet. They got a double-decker, one of the world's largest buffets, double-decker, spiral staircase. All right, that's just what all us fat folks have been clamoring for right there. A buffet with a staircase. Oh, damn. I'm going to get some more of them donut holes. They're upstairs. You know what? I'm all right, I guess. I'll be all right. Stay down here, get some meatballs, put some powdered sugar on them. That's what I do right there. A lot of old folks down there in Branson riding them scooters down there. I find that crazy. These folks have lost their driver's license 2 decades ago, but they're going to go ahead and let them have motorized vehicles in a room full of pedestrians at the buffets down there. Trying to get food, they're zipping by like it's a drive-through. I went up to get some potato salad. It was like I was in a live Frogger game all of a sudden. You know, like this. What the hell? Ah! I finally got hit head-on by some old dude trying to text and drive. He trying to send a crotch shot to Tinder, apparently. I was at a restaurant one time. You ever been to these restaurants and you go to the bathroom? It could be any restaurant, but you go to the bathroom and they go take a leak in there and they got a sign that says all employees must wash hands. That scares the hell out of me right there. They need a sign to tell these folks to wash their hands? I mean, what the hell makes me wonder what kind of sign they got back in the kitchen we can't see back there? Don't snot in the coleslaw. Don't dip your scrotum in the salsa. Hey, that actually happened one time. That's a true story. You remember that story? A waiter was mad at a customer and dipped his scrotum in the salsa. Oh, that's why I always ordered a hot cheese dip. Right. That's right. Most of your waiters aren't that dedicated, all right? We live in a great country, though. I tell you what, these people bitch about our country. This is awesome country. Do you realize there's a buffet on every street corner in this country? Other people starving. You ever see that starving kid commercial? For 8 cents a day, you can feed a starving child. 8 cents a day? Dadgum, you can't keep a gerbil alive for 8 cents a day. Dadgum, I go through $270 a day and I'm on a diet. Reading an article in the paper the other day. A fella jumped off some mountain with one of them kites, Batman kites, and it didn't work and he slammed into something that killed him. And it said, diver dies because of freak accident. That ain't a freak accident. You jumped off a building with a kite on your back. That's a dumbass accident is what that is. A freak accident? Ain't a freak. I'll tell you what a freak accident is. You're down there at the local, Stop and Shop down there and getting gas, and unbeknownst to you, there's 2 clowns in a knife fight, and one of them falls and stabs you in the face. That's a freak accident right there, all right? Read another article one time. This is why I don't like polls. I seen an article, they said they polled in Washington, D.C., they polled 2,500 women, said now that Bill Clinton's way older, would you sleep with Bill Clinton? Unbelievable. 94% said not again. Thank you, good night. Thank you so much. Good night, thank you. All right, I'll stay. All right, you convinced me. I'm going to hang out for a while. Remain seated. Stupid polls. Well, the polls indicate. I ain't never been polled. You ever been polled? I've been polled. There's only one poll I ever trusted. That's the polls I do at my shows. And I done one last night, and I believe this. I polled all my audience last night. 87% of them said at this point in time during my show, they want their money back. I've been, he's one of the 13%. 87-13. Yeah, 13% right there. Yeah, bruh. I know my daggum math. You know, I work a lot of fairs. I love working fairs. It's awesome because I grew up in fairs and I love fairs. What has happened to the clientele at the fairs lately, though? Holy smokes, I was up there the other day. There's a dude walking like he's bleeding from the nose, you know, walking like he got a daggum fart stuck sideways, heading down that thing down there. Looked like a Greyhound bus overturned. He came walking in trying to get help or something. I mean, it's unbelievable at these fairs. By the way, anybody ever ride a Greyhound bus? I used to ride them back in the early days of comedy. Holy smokes, only thing slower than a Greyhound bus is the people on the daggum bus. They're a good value, though. I went from Sanford, Florida, all the way to Lincoln, Nebraska one time. $49. Oh, man. 119 days. Whew. Holy smokes. And the big selling point at the time was now with more leg room, what they needed was more headroom so I could have hung myself halfway through the trip. Hear that? So I won one of them big stuffed animals one time at the fair, which I hated because I'd carry it around the whole time. And I win something, and the guy goes, what do you want? And I said, well, give me that goofy-looking minion right there, that little minion. He says, what? I said, that goofy-looking minion with the purple hat right there. He goes, that's the manager. You ever ride the rides at the fair? They scare the heck out of me. My little boys, Daddy, can we ride the roller coaster? Yeah, we ain't riding the roller. You do realize, son, they put that up in an hour in the parking lot, all right? They probably got a bunch of parts left over on that daggone thing. Remember last Christmas when I got you that bicycle and put it together in 50 minutes and you got on it, the wheels fell off and you racked your nuts? Remember that whole deal right there? That's going to happen to you on that roller coaster right there. He's like, come on, Daddy. No, we're not doing it. That's it. So we're on the roller coaster there, and I was so mad I almost puked on that thing. It went upside down. I get done. I go, you didn't tell me it went upside down. The guy running it goes, it's not supposed to. How about that Ferris wheel? You like that Ferris wheel? Who, me either. Oh, yeah, the Ferris wheel. That's a lot of fun, isn't it? Yeah. Nothing I like better in the whole world than being completely bored and terrified at the same time. Which, by the way, is the same thing my wife told me on her honeymoon right there. All right? You ever get stuck on the Ferris wheel? Oh, man, I was up here with my kids. We was stuck. They was crying, freaking out, trying to calm them down. Don't worry, kids. We'll be all right. I'm sure that guy running it with 7 fingers and a pentagram tattoo, all right? I'm sure he'll have us down in no time here. As soon as he's done smoking that joint, I'm sure we'll be right down out of this deal. Anybody ever been to the fair on senior day? I went on senior day. Most popular ride on senior day is the ambulance on the way out of the fair. Dadgum, there's one leaving the scrambler every 2 minutes in there. Best part about senior day, though, it only lasts from 3:30 to 5, so that's a good thing. They got special prizes on senior day. I saw an old guy bust a balloon with a dart, and he won a pair of Depends with a picture of Def Leppard on it right there. The food's different on senior day, the fried foods. It's unbelievable. Anybody ever have fried Lipitor? They got a guy guesses your weight at the fair. They need somebody to guess your cholesterol level in there. I had a buddy of mine used to do that. He used to try to guess people's weight at the fair. I went with him one time, and this girl come up there. She goes, "What do you do?" He goes, "I guess people's weight." She goes, "How do you win?" I mean, she was a looker. You could tell. He said, "Well, I guess your weight, and then you get on a scale. If I'm 5 pounds either way, I win, you lose." She goes, "I'm gonna do it." He's like, "All right, 317. She gets on there, "You lose, 345. I'm like, "He loses? Are you kidding me? I got John Deere attachments way less than you do right now. Congratulations, you're blimp worthy." But you can gain weight at the fair. It's all fried. You ever eat the corn dogs at the fair? Oh, I love them. Holy smokes. Have you seen the size of the fair corn dogs? Holy smokes. I'm not saying they're big, but I was eating one at the rodeo when a horse come by and winked at me. They're a good value, though. They're only $1. But what they don't tell you, it's another $75 for them to come out to your house and snake your toilet. All right? They neglect to tell you that. I tell you what I really hate at the fairs, the porta potties they got lined up there. Oh, what a disgusting wrench of stuff that is. They ought to have a midway game where you can win scented candles and fly swatters. You know what I mean? I don't go in them anymore. I was in a porta potty 5 months ago, and no lie, my eyebrows just grew back last Tuesday. All right? I don't go in them porta potties. When I'm at the fair, I take a plastic bag and I pee in a Ziploc plastic bag. That's what I do. My wife's like, "Put that away, you're embarrassing me." "What do you mean embarrassed? You ought to walk proudly. It looks like I won you a goldfish over there." Get this right here. It's catching on too. My buddy walked by. "Hey Larry, look, I'm doing it too. Look at this." I'm like, "I told you that you're not supposed to poop in it. What are you doing? Get it out of here. Get it out of here." You ever see what some folks wear at the fair? It's almost like they ain't got a mirror at the house. I seen a guy about 326 pounds wearing Lululemon shorts. In the world, he bent down to pick something up. I could see his Lulu and his lemons. All right, daggone. Get up, you're scaring my kids. This is ridiculous. A couple years ago, my grandma, playing bingo at the fair, won her a spa package. But, I'll be honest, I think they gave her the wrong package. She said that she was able to tolerate the Botox, but during the Brazilian wax, she farted and blinded the attendant. Lord, I apologize for that right there, and be with the starving pygmies down in New Guinea. Hey, man, that's not. I saw my grandma topless 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's the last time I let her drink before a concert. I'll tell you that much. It was embarrassing. It was windy out, so her boobies was flying around like one of them inflatable wind dancers in front of an oil change shop, you know what I mean? It is horrible. The Oak Ridge boys didn't even want to do an encore after they saw that. Thanks a lot, Grandma. Your flapping titties just cost me an encore giddy up papa mau mau right there. All right. I kid my grandma. My grandma's awesome. She's actually a widower. She's trying to meet some fellas now. She's on one of them elderly dating services. She went on the internet now. Metamucil Mingle. She's been on that now for a while. I think she's on medical marijuana. I ain't sure, but she gave us a quilt the other day made out of Taco Bell wrappers, so there's something going on there. We almost lost my granddad. He's 93 years old. He almost passed away on us. We almost lost him on the toilet. He almost died on the toilet. Boy, what a way to go right there. Whew. Can you imagine dying on the toilet? I mean, what do you say to the relatives at the wake to make them feel better? I mean, that's a tough one there. Yeah. Mrs. Egerhoff, we're real sorry to hear about Ed, man. But at least he died doing what he loved. You know, that's the thing there. We heard he fought till the bitter end, and that's the thing. He wasn't a quitter, so he got it out. And we're excited, and that's nice. And we're going to light a match tonight and remember him at midnight, and hopefully. I read a story one time. A fella got bit by a snake sitting on the toilet. He got interviewed and said, first thing I thought was I need to call animal control. That's the first thing he thought. If I got bit by something similar, first thing I'd think is, what the hell did I eat last night? Dadgum, my food's circling back on me here. But we almost lost my grandpa. He sat on one of them power flush toilets. You ever see them energy savers? You flush it, just go like that. I mean, if you sit on it flush, it'll put a hickey on your hind end, I'll guarantee you. It will. But he sat on there, flushed it, boom, left nut down the drain. I ain't kidding with you. True story. I wish it wasn't, but that's a true story. I'm trying to help him out. I'm trying to yank him off that thing right here, and it's stuck in that little tube hole in there. It's like daggum Stretch Armstrong, like and finally it come loose, slow motion, right at my daggum head. It hits me, boom, 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 boom. It was like them little knocker balls. You ever see them little knocker balls there? Boom, 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 boom. Bloodied my daggum nose. My wife's like, what's going on in here? His twig and berries went MMA on me is what happened in here. I have had it. Oh, God love him. My grandpa, alcoholic. We had a family reunion here a while back. We rarely get them, but we finally got everybody paroled at the same time, so he was able to do it. My family's what in the world? Don't even want to talk about them sometimes. My brother, he's all stressed out now because he's been reading the papers. He thinks he's going to lose his job to a robot. I didn't have the heart to tell him if you look in his wife's drawer, he's already lost his job. It's true. It's true. My sister-in-law, she's about 4'10", 290 pounds. She used to model decoy stumps down there at Cabela's many years ago. She had her stomach stapled last week. Nothing medically. She's at work and accidentally stapled some papers to her stomach there. But my grandpa's alcoholic. He's drunk at the reunion. I said, Grandpa, why you drink so much? He said, look around. I'm responsible for all this. My cousin hates Halloween. He hates Halloween, boy. I don't mind Halloween. Our cat died 2 days before Halloween this year, so we left him in the yard for extra decoration for the kids. Do you dress up for Halloween? I did this year. My buddy, I wanted to help him out. He got a health food business. He started a little gym in there, so I dressed up, put on a dress, and went as a trans fat. I always go with my kids trick-or-treating. But here's the problem. I'm very flattered people dress like me when they trick-or-treat. But it's weird when I go because I'm just hanging out with my kids. They knock on the door, people are like, oh, look, little Batman, little Superman. Ah, Larry the Cable Guy, that's a good costume. Then I always hear somebody from the back of the room. Who is it? He's dressed like Larry the Cable Guy. Then I hear, that guy sucks. What the hell? Next time I'm going to go as Foxworthy, all right? How's that? That's right. I don't care if anybody thinks he sucks. Anyway, my cousin hates Halloween. Hates it. He says to me, I am so sick and tired of Halloween. I'm trying to watch a daggum TV show. Trick or treat. Every 2 minutes, trick or treat. Got to get up and give them candy. I'm like, calm down. Buddy, you ain't got to participate. There's ways you can get around the Halloweening kids. You know what he did? Went down registered as a sex offender. I'm like, you do know all you got to do is turn your porch light off, right? You do know that. He goes, you think I done something stupid? Yeah, I think you done something stupid. You're the sheriff, for heaven's sake. I always check my kids' candy for poisons and razor blades. Hold on, kids, you can't eat that yet. I got to check in for poisons and razor blades. They come down later on. Where's all our candy? And we live in a pretty bad neighborhood, I'll be honest with you. I swear we're going to move next year, I promise you. They ruined everything? No, not everything. They didn't touch that box of raisins in there, but they... tell you what, them Butterfingers, they was riddled with poisons in there. I can't eat like that no more. It sucks getting fat, man. I'm trying to lose some weight. I got to do something. It's ridiculous. Ugh. I got on the trampoline the other day with my kids. I had 2 jumps, had to get off. I wasn't tired or nothing. I had to get a ladder to get my boy out of a tree. And it stinks getting older and fatter. And I used to be something back in the day, boys. I used to be something. I did. I used to run cross country. You Google it. I think I still hold the state record for taking the most shits in the woods. But I'm on a diet now. I'm eating nothing but Fruit Loops. But my wife has me on a diet now where I can have one cheat day. So I can have a hamburger with the cheese and the bun 1 day a week. Or anytime I drive by a fast food restaurant when she's not with me in the car. All right, I can do that. She's a stickler, too. I'll tell you what. She be up here sleeping 2:30 in the morning, and the dog go down there and bark at the door for 10 minutes. She don't hear nothing. She's racked out. I got to go down there and let the dog out. So next day I go down there. I'm kind of hungry. I pour a little bowl of Captain Crunch down there. I hear, get out of Captain Crunch! What the hell? I should have barked when I poured that Captain Crunch in there is what I should have done. It sucks getting old and fat, I tell you. I remember when my beard turned white, my wife was like trying to comfort me. Oh, that's okay, honey. I like somebody with a little salt and pepper in their beard. Made me feel a little better. Then she goes, it's the corn in your teeth that's disgusting. All right? I was going to say broccoli, but none of y'all believe I eat broccoli. All right, so I ain't saying that. Here's the thing about getting older. You start losing your daggone memory. I have a hard time remembering stuff now. It's so frustrating. Have you ever left your groceries on the roof of your car? Yeah, for 3 weeks? You ever did? I'm a hypochondriac. I always think I'm dying of something, freaking out. Had a red blotch right there one time for a week. It's freaking me out. So I go get a biopsy on it. Tested positive for picante sauce. Idiot. Cost me $1,000 to do that. Good news is he wrote me a prescription for napkins, so that's pretty good, I guess. I always think I'm dying. Don't ever look nothing up on the internet, because it ain't good. It's always lupus or Lou Gehrig's. That's what it is. One of them two. I think I got both of them damn diseases. Seen a commercial the other day for breast implant leakage. I had every damn symptom of a breast implant leakage in there. These stupid things. I ain't kidding with you. Don't ever look it up. It's always lupus. Except for one time I had a lump right here. And honest, I'm what the hell? I look it up. Oh, brain cancer. That's it for me. I'm a dead man. I got brain cancer. You never learn nothing on the internet medically looking it up. Except one time I did. I found out that jock itch is also the name of a porn star in France. And what is it about getting in your mid-50s, your big toenails like a manhole cover all of a sudden? Holy smokes, I went to clip it the other day. The pin popped out of the clipper system in there. Holy smokes. Finally, I chip it off, hits my kid in the head, knocks him out. He's bleeding from the eyeball. I hate the waiting room, too, the walk-in clinic. Holy smoke, nobody's got any manners in there. You know, everybody's sitting in there hawking, hacking, coughing, farting, burping, belching. What the heck? Then you go see the nurse. What are you here to see the doctor for? Well, it was a chest cold, and I think I got hepatitis after being in there any minute. You gotta go in there and wait 10 hours for some. I could walk in there on bloody nubs and pulling my legs in a wagon there. Gotta sit for 6 hours. I ain't sitting nowhere over an hour if I ain't got a wine list or something in there. Serve some beer. Boy, that'd be a game changer right there, wouldn't it? Walk-in clinic, start serving wine. Oh, excuse me, nurse, what wine do you recommend that goes with my itchy butthole? You have maybe a Boone's Farm, maybe a cherry wine or something like that, or... Then I finally get in to see the doctor. I got to wait on him in his room for another 45 minutes. Freezing cold. I'm in a backless paper gown. I'm a pair of high heels away from Caitlyn Jenner sitting in that office in there. Daggone. Yeah. Then he comes in there and he looks at me. He looks around me. He looks in me. He lifts stuff up. He sighs a couple of times. It's like a bad episode of Storage Wars every time I go to the doctor. Then I spend all that money, waste all that time. You know what his diagnosis was? You're too fat. Yeah, no kidding. What the hell? I could have stayed at home and my wife tell me that for free. He's like, well, what are you going to do about it? I don't know. Hang out with people fatter than me, I guess. Maybe take a selfie next to a cement mixer or something. He's like, well, you need to eat better. What'd you eat last week? I don't know. Go get my T-shirt. He says, I want you to join a gym. I ain't joining a gym. Last time I was down there, I left a skid mark on a yoga mat. I ain't going down to that gym. He goes, well, get on a treadmill then. Find a treadmill, get on it, but start slow and ease into it. I don't want you to have a heart attack. Oh, that's comforting right there. That's when you know you're a fat ass right there. When cardiovascular exercise is like Russian roulette all of a sudden. Honey, how much time are you doing on a treadmill? I don't know, hopefully 30 minutes. I ain't sure. All right. How'd he die? Sweating to the oldies. Weirdest thing I ever seen. My buddy's all mad at his doctor because he seen him driving a brand new Mercedes-Benz. That's good. It means you got a good doctor. I want my doctor to have a brand new Mercedes-Benz. I don't want to be an hour and a half away from open heart surgery. My doctor show up in a 78 Plymouth and the door open up, a bunch of Pringles cans come falling out of that. He's like, he thinks he's better than me. He is better than you. He's a doctor. You're a bouncer / cook down there at Grits and Tits. I will say, though, and I hate admitting this, but sometimes I do think that a doctor will talk you into a real expensive surgery just because it's more money. And I never used to think that way till after my hysterectomy, but I went and had a colonoscopy done. Boy, you ought to see the looks of the folks in that place. The looks on their faces, sitting in there waiting on a colonoscopy. They'll have that look like Wile E. Coyote seconds before he got hit by that anvil. You know what I mean? There was actually a guy sitting in the corner holding up a sign that said, "Yikes." They're all and nobody's nice to you. That's the thing. I mean, not even the staff is treating you nice. And you know what's fitting to happen. What in the hell? I mean, even Jiffy Lube puts out coffee and donuts. And if I'm going to go up there, they're going to start shoving stuff up my hind end. The least they could do is put out some bear claws. I was worried about that one. I said, "Oh, I got to go get colonoscopy." My wife's like, "What are you worried about?" Because they're going to put a camera up my hind end. She goes, "Well, your head's been up there 8 months." All right. You do know you're not funny, right? Worst part of the colonoscopy is the night before when you got to drink the go juice. Holy smokes. I call waste management to give them a heads up is what I did. I'm like, "Hey, you better get some extra knob turners down there because you're fitting to have a Donnybrook headed your way in 5 minutes." Well, I was in there, I was reading a medical journal thing they had on the stuff they could do and what they, you know, all the operations they can do. Boy, what a time to be alive. I'd rather have a surgery now than 50 years ago. But some of the stuff they do, I read this article, they said they can now start to grow female reproductive organs in petri dishes for women that's born with reproductive deformities. Ain't that something? Boy, I'd like to be a kid now and get that chemistry set. I'll tell you that much. Holy smokes. Oh. Hey, where's Larry at? He's in the basement hoeing his vagina garden down there. Yeah, that's right. Tell you what, get her done. That's right. Yeah, they come up with a Twinkie tree, I'd never leave the house. I guarantee you. I guarantee you that. I was in there. There's a woman breastfeeding in there, which is fine. That's what you do. But I'm going to be honest with you. The kid had to be 4 years old. Isn't that weird? I mean, I ain't a woman, I don't know, but 4 seems a little weird to me. I mean, I think when you're breastfeeding, when the kid starts to incorporate salt shakers and a lime, you know what I mean? When he's like, "Give me a squirt for my coffee," maybe he's a little too old for that, you know, maybe it's time to get him on the, titty milk 12-step program there in your area. I remember when we had kids, my wife used to have a breast pump and she'd pump bottles. One time she said, "Hey, you want to taste that?" No. She's like, "Why? It's better for you than cow's milk." Yeah, all right, what? Look, I've been on cow's milk for some 50-odd years. I'm doing pretty good, all right? So, only people I've ever seen drink your milk poop their pants 8 times a day, all right? So, yeah, word out on the street is your product ain't that good, all right? I seen a little baby, 1 year old, wearing glasses. How do they know a baby needs glasses at 1? Would he go to breastfeed and suck the nose for 9 months? My neighbor's got a newborn baby, and he fell in the toilet the other day, so they got him sleeping in a bag of rice this weekend. I got kids. I love my kids so much, but I'll tell you what, it's unbelievable how the Lord can create life. I mean, it's unbelievable. You just see that little baby's head pop out. Your whole life is transformed and changed, and you just love it so much, and you cry, you know. And then 10 years later, that same thing, you want to slap the living piss out of it. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable, the whole different. I remember when my little boy was born, I was scared to hit a speed bump leaving the hospital for fear his head would go like that and crack open or something. Here I am 10 years later driving down the interstate trying to get the perfect whack on the middle of his freaking head. You know, my wife's like, "Be careful, you're going to crash." I don't give a shit. I'll kill everybody in his car right now. All right? I could care less. I've had it with him right now. It's ridiculous. Yeah, the Pope came out and said married couples should have more kids. Well, that's easy for him to say. Daggone Pope ain't got no kids. How about I drop my kids off at the Vatican for a couple hours? How's that sound? Yeah, see if they can get grape jelly out of the Pope hat, all right? That's why I never understood kidnapping. Really? You want to put up with this bullshit? Are you kidding me? Holy, you kidnap my kids, they'd be back on the porch in 2 days with an apology note strapped to the side up. Oh, but I love them. I don't care what age it is. You put up with it. I love them so much, I tell you. You know, I was going to homeschool my kids, and then my wife reminded me, we're idiots. But, hey, I was homeschooled, and I loved it. I finished second in my class. It wasn't until 2 years ago my mom told me that she'd made the dog valedictorian. I worry about my kids, though. They're so sweet. My little girl's such a sweetie, and my little boy's got a kind heart, and I just worry about bullies and, you know, I was bullied by a fourth grader one time, and I hated every minute of it. So I went home and told my wife she's got to go pick the kids up because I can't handle it down there no more. Hey, you laughed. There's some big-ass fourth graders out there. I mean, this girl, she wasn't small. I'll guarantee you that much. Remembered Father's Day, my kids. By the way, Father's Day is the biggest piece of crap holiday they got out there. That's where your wife and kids take your money and buy you crap you didn't want to begin with, all right? But my kids, they're so sweet. They drew a picture of me and put "We love you, Daddy" on it. And which is awesome. And I felt so bad because instead of me going, man, I love my kids, this is all, the only thing I could think when they give it to me was, I'm not that fat, am I? And it bugged me, and I told them, kids, I like the picture, but I'm not that fat. And they're like, yeah, you are. I'm like, no, I'm not. Yeah, so they took the picture and held it up to my cell phone, and it unlocked it. Took family vacation. Everybody wants to go canoeing, which I didn't want to do. Canoeing's an old Indian word that means butt blisters. Yeah, canoeing's a lot of fun when you're a fat guy. Yeah, that's a lot of fun right there. My little boy's in the front. I'm in the back, going down the river for 5 miles, popping a wheelie, going in circles. Got a catfish stuck to my nipple. I can't get it off of there. He's like, why do I got to wear a life jacket? Because if this thing tips over, it'll keep you alive long enough for me to save the Kentucky Fried Chicken over there, all right? You know what the difference between canoeing with your wife and canoeing with your little boy is? When you're done canoeing, your little boy is still talking to you. My wife's 13 years younger than me. You're done. I'll never forget the preacher's words. I now pronounce you husband and incoming freshman. You know who doesn't like it when you marry younger women? Older women. Not all of them, just her mom and her aunt. Here's the bad thing about being married to somebody younger than you. They're already ready to go out and start doing stuff you're sick and tired of doing. You know? Like leaving the house. 4th of July, she's like, let's go see a fireworks display. All right, what channel's it on? I'll be down in a minute. I know my wife loves me, though, because she married me looking like this. The good thing about marrying somebody that looks like this is there ain't a lot of drop-off on the years to go by. You know, it's like buying a Kia. You know, sure, it's a Kia, but it ain't going to get no shittier than that. All right? People said to me, you know, your wife only married you because you're famous. And I asked her, I said, you marry me because I'm famous? She said, no, I married you because you're rich. What? I'm just kidding. I did ask her, though. I said, you marry me because I got money? She goes, no, it's our money. My wife, I love her so much. She goes to the spa every now and then, and I can't ever figure the spa out. I go, why do you go to the spa all the time? Because I like to sit in there and soak and think about stuff and relax. Well, we got a tub at the house. Can't you soak in the tub at the house? She goes, yeah, but to the spa, you don't sit on the toilet and stare at me. My wife is sexy too, boy. She likes to talk when we make love. That's sexy right there. Oh, I love that. Make love the other day. She says stuff like, you okay? Why is your face red? Blink twice if you can hear me. I'm like, get off my leg. Oh, my chest. Oh, my chest. Get off. Get off. Making love to my wife's like having a stroke with a happy ending. I feel bad for it, too, because I'm not handy around the house. I'm a comedian, you know. One time I put up a towel rack. It fell off 7 times. So she went and got a stud finder, and he put it up. Went shopping with her one time, and I hate this. Does this make me look fat? I hate that. I don't know. Look what I'm wearing. Do you think I'm a fashion plate right here? Honey, do I look fat in this? I don't know. How much is it? I'll tell you if you look fat in it or not. $400? Yeah. Anybody see the movie Cars? Yeah, everybody's seen that. That's right. That's how I'm able to afford these fancy britches right here. I got a funny story to tell you about that. Here's how I got that part. John Lasseter told me that I didn't have to audition or nothing. He said he'd been to 200 celebrities, 150 voiceover artists. He didn't have any clue. One day left, picked up Blue Collar Comedy CD, heard my voice, said, that's my tow truck, get him on the phone. That's how I got the job. It's the craziest thing ever. I was so thankful. I'm not kidding. So thankful. So I go out there, and I'm nervous. There's John Lasseter and Pixar, and he shows me around, and he puts me in this booth, and there's the script, and he says, all right, just want to let you know that when we do these voices, I might have you do the same voice, same line 12 times, but don't think you're doing bad. We just get a lot of takes. And then I said, okay, well, how is Mater? Is he kind of a fast talker? He goes, what do you mean? I go, well, I don't know. He goes, he's you. You're Mater. I said, well, yeah, but no, just be you. I'm like, all right. So my first line was, my name's Mater, like tomato without the toe. So he did his line, he pointed at me, and I just went, my name's Mater, like tomato without the toe. And he started laughing and said, all right, we got it. Yeah, right? I think he might have done one more, and that's it. And so now we do the whole movie. It was awesome. Everybody's great. 6 years later, we're on the fantasy cruise of Disney's fantasy ship. And it's the very first time it ever went out there. And they're all there. All the Disney folks, the Pixar folks. I did a show in the showroom, and I thought this was the weirdest request, but I did it. John Lasseter asked me to go up and take the ship's microphone and make a ship's announcement. It goes all over the ship. And then once I'm done as Mater telling everybody thanks for coming on the ship, then have Mater introduce you, and you tell everybody thanks for coming to your show. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird, but I'll go ahead and do it. And we laugh every time we think about it. But this is the actual message I did on the boat. This is what it sounded like. Hey, everybody, this is Mater, like tomato without the tuh. Boy, I tell you what, I'm happier than a tornado in the trailer park that you come on this fantasy cruise and shoot, daggum. If you ever get to Radiator Springs, you and me will do us some backward driving. All right, then, don't forget, you and me, we's best friends. Now, here's my buddy Larry the Cable Guy to say something to you. Hey, everybody, this is Larry the Cable Guy. Same voice. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.